So this is how much I was paying as car insurance some months ago. And currently, this is how much I'm paying now. Yes. So obviously, one thing that makes owning a car very expensive is the fact that you have to pay car insurance. In this video, I'm going to show you ways or tips to get very cheap car insurance in the UK. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Stop that. So hi guys, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Danielle Griselda. On this channel, I talk about life in the UK as an immigrant. I talk about opportunities for people to relocate to the UK and nursing. So if these are things that interest you in any way, please do consider subscribing. So today I'm going to show you how you can get cheap car insurance, okay? So it's going to be sort of like a demonstrative something, okay? So stay with me. So you have to understand that some things are automatically likely to increase your car insurance, okay? Like your age, okay? If you're much younger, like below 25, your car insurance is likely to be a bit high because they believe that the older you are, the more careful of a driver you become, and the younger you are, the more careless you are on the road. For something like your age, there's nothing you can do about it, okay? Another thing, if you have just recently moved to the UK, so they need to know that you have a good record of safe driving, but they are not going to count your driving history from your country. Let's say you're from Nigeria, they're not going to say, oh, you drove safely in Nigeria for 10 years before moving here. That is not going to count. So because they do not have a lot of history about your driving, it's going to be a bit expensive. And especially if you're using a very new UK license with no prior history, or if you're using an international driver's license, these are things that are likely to increase your car insurance. And they believe that if you're married with kids, if you're a bit more careful, I've read that somewhere as well. And then the location, your area, if your area is a place known for car thefts and all those things, burglary and all those things, that means you don't live in a safe area. So your car is likely to be stolen or your car is likely to be broken into. So all those things can influence how much you're going to pay for your car insurance. And then where you park your car. So if you have a car park, they know that at least it's a bit safe for you. But if you don't have a car park and you have to park on the streets at night, that can also affect how much you pay for your car insurance. If you're using a provisional driver's license as well, that can also, increase your car insurance. So these are things that you cannot do much about, okay? However, there are still some things that you can do that are within your power to help you reduce your car insurance. So when you buy a car, before you move it out of the seller's place or the garage or wherever, you have to make sure the car is insured, okay? If you do not have insurance on your car, you're likely going to have an issue with the police. And insurance basically protects other road users if you damage their car or their property, okay? And depending on the level of your cover, it also covers you if your car is broken into or whatever. So insurance is very, very important. So there are hundreds of insurance companies in the UK. So to get the cheapest insurance, the wisest thing to do is to compare the prices of all the insurance companies, okay? And I'm sure you're going to go like, that's going to be difficult. How can you call all of them and ask them how much you're going to charge? No, there is a way to do that. That is so simple. There are apps or websites that can help you go through this. I have one of the apps on my phone. That's what I always use to get the cheapest insurance. I've shown a couple of my friends and it has saved them lots of money, and I'm going to show you as well today. So the app that I use is Money Supermarket, okay? I have it on my phone installed. There's another one called Compare the Market that I just recently discovered as well. So what this app does is you put in your details and then it will let you know how much each insurance company is going to charge you. So you have to go through and choose the cheapest, honestly, and that is it. But there are ways to adjust some things in the app so that you can get the cheapest of the cheapest car insurance, okay? So let's say you want to buy a car on Auto Trader. So let's go to Auto Trader. I bought my first car on Auto Trader. So let's say I'm using any Belfast postcode. So BT1 3FG, just an example, okay? And then let's say I want to buy cash, okay? And then the maximum price should be, let's say 7,500. And then more options, let's say I want automatic and I want petrol. So you would choose, right? I chose BT1 and I chose national because I only want sellers that are in Northern Ireland. If you are in London, I may not be able to come and then buy the car from you. So that's why I chose national. So let's give this a try, okay? So search 8,900 and whatever cars. So this car came. Let's say this one is 5,800. It's too small, so let's skip that. I'm not buying a car really, but just an example. Let's see this car. This is a Jeep, okay? And they say it's £5,950. Okay, so let's use this Jeep. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the registration number of the Jeep, okay? And then you need it to be able to use this app, okay? So even before you buy the car, you have to try and find out how much you're likely to pay for insurance. Okay, so this car's registration number is SC62UTE. Okay, so we are going to find the car insurance cost for this car. Okay, this is a white Jeep. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. This is just for demonstrative purposes. Okay, so now let's go to Money Supermarket. The reason why I love Money Supermarket is that when you install it on your app, it alerts you when your car is due for MOT check. It alerts you when your car is due for car insurance renewal or whatever. So let's go to car insurance and let's say get a brand new quote. Okay, so let me put the car registration there, what we saw on Auto Trader. So I'm going to put SC62UTE, okay, and we're going to tap on find car. So the car will come. Is it a Jeep Compass Limited 2013 model, petrol 2.4? So yes, it's the right car. Okay, so are these details correct? I'm going to say yes. Has the car been modified in any way? I'm going to say no. If you're not sure of these details, you can call the seller and ask. Okay, and when they ask you why, you can say that you're looking to buy the car, but you need to know these details to see if you can afford the car insurance on the car. So what's your email address? Okay, we're going to put an email address there. Do you have the car yet? You can put no because you don't have the car. Are you the owner and registered keeper of the car? Or will you be? So I will be, so I'll put yes. Okay, how do you use the car? So over here, if you put social only, that means you don't use the car much. Okay, so if you don't understand anything at all, just press the I here, the need help, and it would explain to you. Okay, so insurers or insurance companies, they look at how often you use the car. Social and commuting means you use it from a single place of work or where you study, but not to do other businesses. Okay, and when you say social, commuting, and for business, that means you use it for every single thing. Okay, so usually I just choose social and commuting because obviously I do work as well. How many personal miles does a car do a year? Okay, so here as well, you have to calculate how many miles you think the car will do per year. The more you put in, the higher you're gonna pay. Okay, but you don't have to lie as well, because if you put in something very small and you do get an issue, they're not going to help you because they realize you lied on the form. Okay, what I usually do is that I calculate that from my house to my workplace, how many miles is it? Okay, let's say it's 5 miles, so that means I go and come, so that's 10 miles. This is an example, guys. So let's say I go to work 5 days a week, that means I use 50 miles a week. That means 200 miles in a month. In a year, we're looking at 2,400 miles. So that will give you a rough idea of how much you should put there. But for the purpose of this video, let me just put 2,000 miles. Okay, so 2,000. Okay, where is the car kept during the days? It was on the driveway. It can easily be hit by somebody's car. If it's like a factory or office car park, you know, that means it's a bit safe. If it's on the streets, not so safe. If you want more options, you press that. But obviously, I'm going to choose office. And at night, I'm going to choose that it's on the driveway because most homes in the UK don't have a garage. So do you have any other cars? I'm going to choose no. Okay, so here you put in your details. Okay, another thing that's going to affect how much you pay is how long you have lived in the UK. I mentioned this earlier. So the longer you have lived here, the less you're likely to pay, you know. Besides nurse, do you have another job? I'm going to say no, because if I say another job, they might think that I am moving the car to the other job, and my other job is just being in the house. How many cars are there in your household? I'll say 1. What kind of license do you have? So if you have a full UK driver's license, that's good for you. So I'm going to choose full. Okay, and if let's say you're going to use the car with your partner and one has full and the other person has provisional, make the person who has a full UK license the main driver and the person who has the provisional the other driver. Okay, so where was your license issued? I'm going to choose UK. And then does your license cover manual cars or just automatic? So I'm going to choose automatic only. Do you have any medical condition? Obviously no. And they're asking me to put my driver's license number there, so let's say I can't provide this right now. So here they're asking you how many years you've held your driver's license. Okay, so let's say 3 years plus. So 3 years and let's say 6 months. Okay, so claims and convictions. So they are asking you if you've had any motor claims. So see, don't just jump to call your insurance company with any issue that you have with your car, because the more you call them and claim, the more you're likely to pay the following year when you're renewing your car insurance. Okay, so if it's something minor that you can fix, just fix it yourself, because so that as the years go by, you'd have a no claim bonus. Okay, so if they realize that you're a kind of driver who hardly claims any insurance or anything, you're likely to have a reduced insurance read. So have you had any motor accident claims or losses in the 5 years? You say no. Have you been convicted of any driving offense? You say no. Have you any unspent non-driving convictions? No. So here they're asking if you'd like to add another driver. So let me say, for the purpose of this video, since we're in a hurry, let me just say no. But if you say yes, then you have to add the other driver's details as well. This person should also have a license, okay, a valid license that is accepted in the UK as well, okay. So I would say no for now. And then, so now they're asking whether you want comprehensive, whether you want third-party fire and theft, or third-party only. So comprehensive covers every single thing, and third-party fire and theft only covers third-party fire and theft. With fully comprehensive is the highest level. So if you choose that, expect to pay a bit more. I always go for that, although I've never claimed anything. So they will pay out if the insured vehicle is lost, stolen, or damaged, okay. And then they'll also pay out to fix any other vehicle involved in an accident with the insured vehicle. So if you hit somebody's car, they are going to pay it out for you. You don't have to pay the person, you understand. And then they'll provide injury for third party and for damage to property in an accident, okay. But with third party fire and theft, they only pay out for damage or loss due to fire or theft, okay. And then will pay out to fix other cars involved in an accident with the insured vehicle. They will provide cover as well, but they will not cover it if it is lost or stolen, okay. So now voluntary excess, okay. So with voluntary, this is another part that is very important. The amount you put here can go a long way to affect how much you're going to pay. So voluntary excess means that should you have an issue, right, with your car, this is the amount of money that you are voluntarily going to bring towards whatever that needs to be done on your car. So let's say your car gets spoiled and then the whole thing is, let's say, £1,000. How much are you willing to contribute towards the £1,000? Okay, so this is a fixed amount, okay. So the higher you choose, that means you're willing to contribute more, so they'll reduce your insurance for you, okay. So I usually choose, let's say, 350, you know, yeah. So if, let's say, the repair costs 500, I'm paying 350, they would only have to pay 150, you understand. How many years of no claims discounts do you have? They're asking how many years have I had insurance where I have not claimed anything, and the entire 3 years that I've had my insurance, I've not claimed anything. So the less you claim, the better your chances of reducing how much you're going to pay, you understand. So here as well, I'm going to choose 3 years, okay. How would you like to pay for your car insurance? I'm going to choose, so one thing is, if you choose to pay annual the whole year, you're likely to get slightly reduced amounts. But if you want them to spread it over 12 months, over 10 months, there's a few pounds in addition. So if you choose to pay monthly, it usually costs between 8 to 15% more over the whole year than if you choose to pay it annually. So if you have the money, just pay it for the whole year, okay. So let's say I'm going to choose monthly installments, okay. Is that how you normally pay for your car insurance? Yes. When would you like your insurance to start? So another thing is that, let's say you want to buy the car on the 15th of June, just make sure that you get the insurance a bit earlier. Let's say you know you're going to start driving the car tomorrow and you're getting the insurance today, the price is going to go high, okay. So make sure that you're getting it a bit ahead of time, before the time that you intend to drive, maybe 2 weeks prior, okay. It helps. And if you're renewing your current insurance, you can actually lock in the price up to 30 days prior to the renewal. So make sure you do it ahead of time, you understand. Prices obtained in advance will usually be lower than those obtained the days immediately prior to your renewal date. So let me say that I need it on 10th of June, okay. So now you would have to add optional extras, okay, whether you want a legal cover. If you want a legal cover, it means that when the accident wasn't your fault, that it can cover you legally for losses. So let's say you're being prosecuted following an accident, they can pay quite a huge amount. Over here, they are saying up to £50,000 towards your legal cost, okay. But they are saying, again, this is where there's a greater than 50% chance of success in the legal process, okay. So I would say no, I'm not going to choose legal cover. It is important that your policy includes personal injury cover. So with personal injury cover, they'll give you a lump sum of money should you have, you know, any accidents where you suffered personal injury, and the money that they'll give you will depend on the extent of the injury. Remember that the more extras you add to your insurance, the more you're going to pay, okay. So personal injury cover, I would say no. At the end of the day, the NHS is free, isn't it? So would you like your policy to include a breakdown cover? So with breakdown, when your car gets spoiled by the roadside, you know, they can assist you. And for courtesy car, so let's say you have an issue with your car, but you still need to go to work, you still need to go to school, they'll provide you with a car that you can use temporarily until your car is fixed. If you add this to it as well, you are likely to pay more. Like a guy in my work, one time his car was just in front of his house. He was asleep around 3 a.m. He said he heard a knock on his door, and then he went to the door and it was the police. And he was like what? I'm sleeping with my wife, like what's happening? Apparently there had been like an accident on his street. He had no idea, and the criminal had hit his car and ran away. They had damaged his car. Luckily for him, he showed up the next morning with another car, and I asked him where he got that car from, and apparently he had courtesy car in his insurance. So for that instance, the insurance company gave him that car to use temporarily until that other one was fixed. You see, so let me say no, okay? I don't want that. So now get code. So now they are searching for the various insurance companies based on the car registration you put in and the details you put in. They'll give you quotes from various insurance companies and then you choose. Usually they do arrange it according to the cheapest, okay? So based on the details that I put in, this is how much I'll be paying, okay? I'm going to pay £1,934 for a year. Okay, so that is a deposit of £202 and then 10 times payment monthly of 202. So now what you can do if you're not comfortable with the price is that you can change a few things. So let's say now let's change to third-party fire and theft. Okay, let's change it up, okay, because this one was very expensive. And I think another reason is it's a big car and all that. So when we changed it, now we have £153.93 and 11 months payment of 153, or you pay as a whole 1,683. So another thing that we'll do is I'll take off the breakdown cover and update results again. So now when you see these things, then you can know that this particular car insurance is going to be expensive. So based on the car registration number and then the details that you put in, this app or this website will give you the quotes from almost every insurance company in the UK. So you can go through and then choose what you want or what is the cheapest for you that you can afford. And if you realize that it's just that car that has huge car insurance on it, you can choose a different car even before you go and buy it, okay? Only pay for what you need. You know that you probably might not need a legal cover. Why do you have to add it? You might not need a courtesy car. Sometimes we think too much and then we add almost everything, and at the end of the day you'd have to break the bank to pay your car insurance. I remember my very first car insurance, the cheapest company that was willing to go with me because I was using an international license was this company, and they were going to give me that insurance on condition that they install a black box in the car that would monitor my driving and then charge me less. And I did that, yeah, because other insurance companies wanted to charge me like £300 a month, blah blah blah. One reason why I have reduced mine drastically is now I'm married, now I'm a bit older than before, now I'm using a full UK driver's license, and I've never claimed any insurance for all the 3 years that I've been here. Now I have a child as well, and I've changed my neighborhood as well. Now I live in a relatively safer area compared to where I used to live, and now I'm closer to my workplace, so now the mileage I put in is much smaller. So that is how it works. After you have filled the form, it will show you all these insurance companies and how much each of them is willing to charge you, and then you make your choice, okay? So basically these are the tips and the tricks that I have used. I hope you learned from this. Thank you so much. Bye.